All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to begin by giving all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to you, brothers that are laboring and pushing this word in truth and sincerity and with charity. I'm the brother Abraham from the camp here in GMS Chicago, coming back at you with another lesson. This video, I want to go into something I heard from this video. This is from a channel called The Young Turks. Usually, whenever I watch videos from the brothers, the apostles, and then after their video ends, their videos just randomly start playing, and this one just started randomly just playing, and I was like kind of cleaning around the house and just letting it play, and here I want you to listen to what she's about to say. But pretty much everybody knows that these Israelis, these small hats, all right, Ben, not a Jew, are not the real Israelites. And this is the elephant in the room. This is what everybody knows. Okay. And man, the truth is the truth has flooded the earth, and it's no hiding it anymore. All right, and the lies that Esau spread all over the world, those lies are falling apart. So just go ahead and I'm gonna let you listen. Okay. No one.
It's ridiculous. The whole thing is ridiculous. Okay, so look, I don't know if I really want to get into this, but recently Benjamin Netanyahu went on Dinesh D'Souza's show. I guess Dinesh D'Souza has a show of some sort. And the topic of Netanyahu's bloodline came up. Now, let me just set up the context before we go to this clip. An argument that Tucker Carlson accurately makes is that the Israelites referenced in the Bible are not the same as modern day Israel, right? Or the government of Israel. That's the argument that he makes. And so that topic came up as Dinesh D'Souza was speaking to Benjamin Netanyahu, and Netanyahu wanted to make the case that like, oh, no, I come from, that's my heritage, Israelites. Okay, let's take a look.
In a recent exchange between Tucker Carlson and Senator Ted Cruz, Tucker Carlson said, "Are you saying that the Jews in Israel under Netanyahu are the descendants of the ancient Israelites who are described in the Bible?"
Of course. There's no question about it. The Jews spread from this land to various parts of Europe, to the Middle East and elsewhere.
Of course.
But we never forgot this land. We said next year in Jerusalem, next year in Jerusalem. My great-grandfather came here in the 19th century. Most of the Palestinians who are alive today came after him. So that's what our history has been.
All right, let's go to ChatGPT. Let's see what ChatGPT says. Let's see. What's the difference between an Israeli and an Israelite? Let's see. It says, good question. The terms Israeli and Israelite sound similar, but they mean very different things, mainly in time period and context. Here's the breakdown. Israelite, historical, biblical term, refers to the ancient people of Israel, the descendants of Jacob, also called Israel in the Bible. The Israelites were the 12 tribes, Reuben, Judah, Levi, etc., that formed the ancient nation of Israel. Right? Time period roughly from Abraham and Jacob's descendants up until Babylonian exile. They follow the laws of God. All right. So now it goes into Israeli, and even show you the flag, the modern Israeli flag. It says modern term refers to a citizen of the modern state of Israel, which are founded in 1948. Israelis can be Jewish, Arab, Christian, Muslim, Druze, or of other backgrounds. It's a national identity, not just ethnic or religious, right? Time period from 1948 to the present day, meaning a political and national designation, not necessarily tied to the ancient tribes. Okay? So, our modern Israelis, the Israelites of the Bible. They say some modern Israelis are descended at least partly from the ancient Israelites, but not all Israelis are Israelites, and not all Jews today are directly descended from every ancient Israelite tribe either. The Israelites were the ancient descendants of Jacob. 12 tribes lived in the land of Canaan. Over time, the kingdom split into two, the northern kingdom and southern kingdom. The northern kingdom was conquered by Assyria, and many of those 10 tribes scattered and lost. All right, and even to this day, people still don't have no clue of, you know, about Northern Kingdom, the lost 10 tribes stuff, and they're bugged out breakdowns of it, but it's the Latino and Native American tribes today, right? It says the southern kingdom, Judah, was later exiled to Babylon, then some returned. Those people became known as Jews from Judah, right? Because Jew is short for Judah, right? But the modern Jews, most Jewish people today are descendants of the tribes Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, which that's false. It says the tribes that survived and preserved their identity through the Babylonian exile and onward. So religiously and culturally, they are continuations of the Israelite people, even though much mixing and migration have occurred over thousands of years. Okay, so they want to go off, obviously, right? Well, let's go ahead and go to the scriptures, right? Let's get Zechariah chapter 9 and verse 6. And a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod, and I will cut off the pride of the Philistines. Right, let's do a quick search. Ashdod. Ashdod is a major port city in Israel, located on the Mediterranean coast between Tel Aviv and Ashkelon. So, a bastard will dwell in Ashdod. What is a bastard? An illegitimate child. or a fraud. A fraud will dwell in Ashdod. All right, let's go to Jeremiah 17 and verse 4. It says, and thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever. All right, so thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee. So we would lose our promised land, right? Our inherited land that the Most High gave us. All right, He will take that away from us, and we will serve our enemies in the land which we would not know. All right, which we're still in that land to this day. Okay, let's get the book of Baruch 2 and 29. If ye will not hear my voice, surely this very great multitude shall be turned into a small number among the nations where I will scatter them. So we will be scattered, right? Part of our curse, part of many of the curses that we would suffer, right? That we will be scattered among the nations. Okay, so it says, for I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people, but in the land of their captivities they shall remember themselves. So in the land of our captivities, we will remember ourselves. Okay, and that's what you see being fulfilled, is the true Israelites of the Bible remembering who they are, remembering their power, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, in the land of their captivities, Babylon the Great, the virgin daughter of Babylon. It says, and shall know that I am the Lord their God, for I will give them an heart and ears to hear. Right? That's the breath that the Most High gave us, that quickened us and made us living. Okay? It says, and they shall praise me in the land of their captivity and think upon my name. Right? Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, not Jesus, not Allah, not Jehovah. Okay, it says, and return from their stiff neck and from their wicked deeds, for they shall remember the way of their fathers, which sinned before the Lord. And I will bring them again into the land which I promised with an oath unto their fathers Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and they shall be lords of it. And I will increase them, and they shall not be diminished. This has yet to happen. This hasn't happened yet. Right? The true Israelites, the Lord hasn't saved them and brought them back into their land. There's war. There's literally war going on in the land right now between you know who and you know who. It says, and I will make an everlasting covenant with them to be their God, and they shall be my people, and I will no more drive my people of Israel out of the land that I have given them. And if they were the true Israelites, then they would be dwelling safely, right? There's literally war going on right now. All right, let's get Isaiah chapter 2 and verse 2. It says, and it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. So in the last days, right, the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established on top of the mountain. So this government, will be over all other nations, all other peoples, right? Israel under Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, the true biblical Israelites will be what the world today calls the superpower of the earth. Okay? It says, and many people shall go and say, come ye and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. That's not happening right now. Nobody's flowing to the land of Israel to learn the law, statutes, and commandments. Everybody despises these modern Israelis, small hats. All right, everybody despises them because of what they're doing to you know who. Okay, everywhere they go and everywhere they travel, they're being kicked out of restaurants. They're being kicked out of everywhere. Okay, because nobody likes them. Nobody wants them around. Right, they're hated of all men, despised of all men. Everywhere they go, they're being kicked out. All right, it says, right, the scripture says they shall cry after him like after a thief, like as after a thief. It says, and he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. So that's not happening right now, right? That's not hard to understand that this hasn't happened yet. It's not happening at the moment. So it goes to show you that what the people there in the land are frauds, bastards, all right, illegitimate, all right, they're fugitives and vagabonds, right? That's the lie that they for a long time has deceived the people, all right, but truth has sprung out of the earth, all right. Faith is flourishing, truth is standing strong, which hath been so long without fruit. Deceit is being quenched. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it there. Lord willing, this video was edifying. As always, all honor, glory, and praises goes to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Until the next time, Shalom.